Idity in position here as that is 2 autos away from death.
Oh,
That's the rocket grab we were looking for. Stands on the lantern as well as Gumyushi tries to walk back to it, and that is first blood to Ghost. Peter, write it down, Wolf. Write it down. And Kerry is doing that classic solo queue thing as he's lost someone on the bottom side of the map. He's going to roam mid, and they pick up the kill. It's beautifully done. Faker grabs that one for himself. Dread was on the top side of the map, and Zeus is able to get out with his flash intact. Good news, T1 strike back on the other side. Acceleration gate action happening here as Dread picks up his buckler, and Zeus gonna have to flash, and now he's just trying to stay away from that wall. Canna can't fight back if the turret is going to hit him, and it is going to go down. Dread gonna flash as well.
His plan is, yes, Gumyushi is gonna get more experience, but he is under threat of Dread is coming in looking for this kill.
Yeah.
Easy hook follow-up.
Yep. So
Ghost says, wait, give me the kill, please.
Yeah. Oh, takes the lantern and Gumyushi just walks it out.
I mean, still...
Never you mind, not even close.
Still a huge win here, though, for the side of Nongshim. It was greedy to try to give the kill to Ghost, but they are able to... Well,
Severum Q.
Already used the hook.
The hook is not going to connect as Peter. That's not it. That's not it, buddy. As there's the flame. Moonlight Vigil comes down. Ghost flashes. What is this? That was sick. He's able to pick up the kill on the Thresh, but now, Dread, can you survive as Gumyushi's just free hitting? The wind becomes lightning. He's still looking for even more as Dread has to flash to get over the wall. BDD, absolutely no mana, and Faker flashes on top of the Poppy. He should be able to grab this. Oh, couple more autos. If he wants to get it, and he does, just sets up one of the Sand Soldiers and he'll be all right, as now BDD has to deal with this minion wave and Faker and Ona closing in. Peter has respawned though, as there's the stun. He wants to get underneath the turret as he misses that hook. You can't hit them all, I guess. Just a couple in a row now.
Missed the previous one. With that exchange on the bottom side, T1 starting up the streak. Peter is looking for a potential hook here.
Yeah, and Ghost is just going to get closed in on that play. Was so sick from Carrier. Special delivery. Here's a samurai right on top of your face. You'll always have that bit of relevance. Zeus is going to find Peter, and Peter's like, oh dear, as the rocket grab is going to connect. There's the Moonlight Vigil, as Ghost just wants to try and kill him before he kills Peter, and he does so. Ghost saves his support and grabs the kill.
The heal was really well timed, and I think Peter's barrier, the Blitzcrank passive, just barely buys enough times for guaranteed prio.
Hannah has a former team reunion here towards the bottom side of the map as everyone does turn up. Collateral damage to get Canna out of harm's way, but also does a lot of damage here as the rocket grab connects onto Ona. Not exactly the optimal target because he does have that Crescent Guard. But he does have to use it. Yeah, exactly. 50 seconds on that Mountain Drake, and I believe that he will not have a very key cooldown. Forward. And there is Shirley. Peter almost just straight up dies. Superman Death Rocket, not quite enough, but yeah, Peter isn't hooking anyone. And Shirley is going to deal with this outer turret very nicely. T1 not afraid whatsoever.
You lost control of the map, you lost control of structures.
Well, Ghost is just going to dive on top of Gumyushi, and straight up killing the Jinx is definitely a good idea. They do have the flash now, as Guma is in position to get these autos off. Dread in trouble, as Carrier has to get out of there. The Zap not going to connect as Canna off on the flank, but doesn't find his opportunity. Faker now. Very scary, but Ghost is charging up. And remember, 200 years is real scary.
Drake, or fight for the Baron, or trade. They look to fight Nongshim and just poke them down, get those health bars low. They force Nongshim off of the Drake and then go immediately to the Baron, and they've got enough damage to do this very easily, realistically. Kanna's nowhere nearby.
No, they don't want to flip it. They don't want the same thing to happen to them that happened to Nongshim in game one. And so they back away. I respect the decision. I do think that with how Ona's smites have been going, that I probably trust him, but they decide not to.
I also think with
the forced as they just dive on top of the Baron. Zeus is on the bottom side of the map. He is pushing down that turret. He does so very quickly. As owner, if he can get into this pit, I mean, if I'm Nongshim, I do not want to let that happen whatsoever. There's the flash hook. Immediately, flashes come out, and Nongshim get themselves out of the way, and that's another Baron deterred, this time from T1.
There's the trinket in the pit.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get ready to turn here, Nongshim. This is probably game deciding.
Crescendum, as there's the rocket grab. Carrier's going to get hooked, knocked up, not dead just yet. Oh, but BDD does manage to finish it off. Now Faker looks for him. There's the Emperor's Divide, and they trade back mid for support. You'll take that as T1. Nongshim back away immediately from that Baron. They know they can't fight without BDD, but it's a lot of safety in Carrier there as well. So T1 also not wanting to take the Baron. So we're back to square one.
We're back to square one, but the kill onto BDD is massive here. Let Keria sit at 10% health and backed off. Might have had a better chance.
As here we go. Ghost aggressive once again. A great hook to come through from Peter as they finish it off. Gumyushi stays alive, but Keria straight out of the death chamber, straight back in again.
We are seeing a metamorphosis of so many Aphelios players in our league right now, where the aggression is suddenly the way to play the Aphelios.
But like, this is Ghost, man.
I know. That's the thing, like, of all the players, this is the most surprising.
This is blowing my mind. He's just playing so well. This whole series has been really good as, yep, Tanania goes the rocket. And now Nongshim with a man advantage in this Baron pit. Ona, he does have free reign of getting into this pit as that shock blast was just massive. Ona thinks that it's his time to go, but the ultimate from Dread this time, he'll be able to lock it down as Zeus gets on in there. That is going to be Faker finding Ghost. Exactly the target that he needed to get as Nongshim desperately trying to get out with their Barons intact, and that Scat of the Week will allow it to happen.
Scat of the Week lets them get out. It was so well played by Dread. The ultimate kicks Owner out. There's no ability to counter Smite, and they will get out with 3 Barons here. This build is, he's got the rapid fire cannon, he's got long range, he heals back up immediately off of the scuttle after taking that.
Ooh, hook does connect, that is right on the edge. The chompers go down and good night, Poppy. Dread is dead, and now 2 minutes on the Drake and 50 seconds left on this Baron that
open inhibitor
just cannot use. Exactly.
They're looking for it here. T1 put that Scryer's Bloom there, or rather the blue trinket there to make sure nobody's flanking. Guarantee the inhibitor and just walk out, and that
T1 with okay, Calibrum doing a bit of work there onto Faker. Ghost is a huge target, and Ona is off on the side. The flank angle is fantastic. Dread tanks up the rocket. They're trying to avoid this poke damage, and Jinx, just regular auto attacks. A poke is now Ghost is going to try to get pushed back to the rest of the team. The heroic charge comes down as Peter just straight up dies, and now Ona dives on top of the Aphelios. There is nothing he can do, and T1 have taken over. BDD off on the back end of this fight as Scat of the Week will connect. That grabs themselves the Guardian Angel, and now Faker dives into the backline, but will be taken down by a perfectly timed Dark Spear, and now a teleport to get BDD to safety. Keria spots him, but he will get back towards this base as Gumyushi was pushing. Dread now in no man's land once again.
Already used his ult.
Yeah, I don't think we're Hex flashing out of this one either, and Zeus is going to be able to pick up that kill, and it looks like it will just be Mountain Soul that T1 collect for themselves to take that one, as Scat of the Week not going to land on the Gumyushi.
That's a BDD move right there. The Flash Scatter misses, and now he doesn't have Flash. They don't have Scatter for a few seconds. T1 are pulling the trigger on the Baron.
Yeah, and Keria has just set his box up. That's going to stop a lot of this approach, as now Owner in the back of the pit. Dread doesn't find the ulti. And now T1 are going to continue hitting this big purple worm. Dread, yeah, wants to try and get in there. Avoids the hook at least as the rocket grab also goes wide. It's a lot of damage with that Moonlight Vigil, but T1 still stays standing and they lock down the Baron. They held their ground this time and they were rewarded for it.
Yeah, Nongshim are not going to be able to base race this one. They might be able to split Baron recalls though if T1 play this poorly.
Oh, Ghost, speaking of playing it poorly, unfortunately out of position. The Gale Force comes down and it's Peter that pays the price. Crescent Guard is on for Ona, so he is very able to just run towards Nongshim, and they grab themselves the pick onto the Blitzcrank, and Nongshim are just walking it down the mid lane once again. I've seen this before.
Ana's going to look for that extra gold here, the bounty on the mid turret. T1 are going to reset. They have the Baron buff, so they can get those empowered recalls. Kana will not be able to get this gold. Will be able to get out with his life, it looks like here.
Yep, smoke screen in, so Ona not going to quite be able to catch up. Oh, barely.
Every single one of these fights, we've seen Gumyushi standing between, he's either standing behind Owner or next to Owner, and there's no way that Peter can get a hook, and it starts to feel like Peter should probably be trying to hook somebody else, maybe bait out a Crescent Guard before the fight starts, because Nongshim are being too opportunistic. They're looking for the perfect plays, the flash scatter that fails, the hook attempts that are going wide. Peter only looking for the best possible target or waiting until it's too late. And it's just too little too late is the story of this game now, is T1 are pushing the end.
Exactly right. Canna is pushing on the top side of the map, but look at how quickly these structures evaporate. Gumyushi gets any sort of free time. He will just rip them apart, and Faker is doing so much damage on this Azir. It is just ridiculous. Yep, T1 take 2 inhibitors, but they are looking for these Nexus turrets. Moonlight Vigil does go down. Manages to find a couple of snares there as Peter looking to try and get himself out. He won't be able to though because Zeus has dived on top. And that is the Jinx now picking up these kills. Faker goes golden on the fountain, and Kana will be taken down as well. Gumayusi cleans up his former teammate, and T1 will get the 2-1 victory.
2 dominant wins for T1.